Good evening. Welcome back to Nanaya Spirit Medicine. I am Nanaya, your host this evening. And if you have been listening right now, there is a good chance you didn't find this space by accident. Most people who end up here are already asking deeper questions about life, or I've invited them here and they know about what I do for a living. Questions that the world doesn't always give clear answers to are what we're going to discuss tonight. And today I want to talk about something that many people experience, but few understand while it is happening. I want to talk about the moment when your soul wakes up. Not the romanticized version of awakening that people post about on social media, or they go to a retreat and they think that they've received some sort of enlightenment. I'm talking about the real moment. The disruptive moment that happens, and the moment when something inside you says very clearly and very powerfully, enough. Enough living a life that doesn't feel true. Enough ignoring the quiet voice inside. Enough shrinking who you are to make other people comfortable. Spiritual awakening is often misunderstood. People imagine that awakening means peace, bliss, calm, meditation, candles, and soft music. But that is usually not how it begins. It begins with restlessness. It begins with a sense that the life you have been living no longer fits the person you are becoming. And that's rough because it can feel like an earthquake is happening beneath you. Relationships will fall off or away from you that you thought were serving you. People that you felt love for or do feel love for just aren't in alignment with you anymore. And that's okay. Many people can describe this feeling like they're standing in their own life, but somehow watching it from the outside. The routines that once felt normal suddenly feel empty. Conversations feel shallow. Situations that once seemed acceptable now unbearable. This is not confusion. This is an awareness beginning to expand. Your soul is incredibly intelligent, by the way. It is the most sophisticated mechanism on the planet, this soul and body experience. It knows when you are ready to grow. And when that moment arrives, your soul begins to push gently at first, and then move firmly towards alignment. Alignment means living in a way that matches your true nature, your values, your truth, your spirit. And when you are living out of alignment, your soul begins sending signals, and these signals can appear in many ways. Yeah, it's powerful. And, that is what this episode is about. The day your soul says enough, when your soul refuses to stay asleep, the sacred disruption of spiritual awakening happens. So thank you for joining me for episode 8. This is going to be a really powerful message that's happening. Oh, I'm so excited to share this with you, because sometimes it can be really emotional going through an awakening if you're not prepared. And you may feel waves of sadness or frustration that you cannot fully explain. And sometimes it shows up as a physical exhaustion because of your nervous system. It's carrying a life that no longer matches your inner truth, your source, your God, your prana. Sometimes awakening shows up through life events that shake the ground beneath your feet. Like I said, like an earthquake. Relationships change, jobs end. Excuse me. Opportunities appear suddenly or disappear just as quickly. People often think these moments mean something is going wrong, and it actually is not. It's actually going right, but very often something is shaking so much that you can't make clarity out of it. Awakening is a process of realignment. Really basic. It is the soul reorganizing your life so that it matches who you are and truly meant to be. So let's take a moment to come into the session together with a breath. It's very simple. Just right where you're sitting, if you're a masculine divine energy, place your left hand over the center of your heart and your right hand over the left. If you're feminine divine, switch it over. Close your eyes and take a deep breath through your nose all the way to the apex of your lungs, where your lungs fill up with full capacity. Drop your shoulders so you suspend that air. Don't hold it all stiff. Just let it suspend, okay? And then in your head, count to 4. And then release with the same controlled breath that you brought it in with. Okay, here we go. Breathe in. Drop your shoulders. Suspend. Release. Oh, that was good. One more time. Suspend. Release. Push all that air out. Now just normal, controlled breath. Now if you like to, just sit with your eyes closed, holding your space. Put your hands down if you like. I'd just like you to relax and listen, okay? So one of the most important things to understand is that awakening is not about becoming someone new. It is about remembering who you already are. That's tricky. Who is that? When we are young, we have a natural connection to intuition, imagination, and spirit. Children often see and sense things adults dismiss. I did. Then trust their instincts. They really do. They trust their instincts. They feel deeply, children do, and they ask questions without fear. But as we grow older, society teaches us to suppress many of those instincts. We are told to follow certain paths, to prioritize certain goals, to measure success in ways that often have nothing to do with the health of our soul. Mostly in academics. Has nothing to do with your soul. That's the human mind thing. Over time, people can become disconnected, and this is from their own inner guidance. Awakening is the process of reconnecting. In this process, well, it requires courage, inconsistency, clarity. Because once you begin to see the truth more clearly, it becomes difficult to pretend you did not see it or that you don't see it. You may begin to notice patterns in your life that, that you tolerated before. You may realize that certain environments drain your energy, or people do. Energy vampires. There's a lot of them out there. Certain relationships may feel heavy instead of supportive. Your soul begins asking you to make choices that honor your growth, which may be hard. And this is where many people feel fear, because they don't want to let go of comfortable situations, whether they're good for them or not. Because growth almost always requires change, and change is necessary for you to evolve. But here is something important to remember. Change is not punishment. Change is movement. And movement is how life evolves. You got to move that energy. When awakening begins, many people also experience an increase in intuition. Intuition is not magic. It is not fantasy. It is a natural human ability to perceive subtle information. I have been intuitive all of my life. I spoke to spirits ever since I was a child. It became very clear when I turned 45 and I started training with Sanea Roman and Dwayne Packer. I took the Light Body Awakening course through them, and I learned how to connect clearly to source and start channeling. So as a child, I wasn't channeling in the way that I do now as a trance medium, and I allow the three energies to enter my body at one time and speak through me. Then nobody was doing that. I was just seeing, I guess you could say, dead people, and I was hearing them talk to me, mostly at nighttime. Sometimes, I would see them at the corner of my eye. Happened at school a lot. I had a hard time in school because I would be in trance a lot. So this started very early for me. Your intuition may speak through quiet inner knowing, through dreams, through patterns, and synchronicities that appear in your daily life. And you may start noticing repeating numbers. That's a big thing. That's really common. Meaningful coincidences, where coincidences are not actually that. They're all planned. Or messages appearing at exactly the right moment. Excuse me. And these experiences are not random. No. They are signs that awareness is expanding. Your mind is beginning to notice. And that's powerful. These deeper patterns that have always existed around you and within you. Another important part of awakening, I would like to say, is learning the difference between fear and guidance. Fear often speaks loudly and urgently and abruptly. It tries to convince you that stepping into your truth will lead to loss or rejection, which is false. That's low vibrational energy. Low vibrational ancestors, and they float all around you all day long, and they communicate through the EMFs in the brain. You think it is all your own knowledge, but it isn't. Guidance speaks differently. It is usually calm, steady, and persistent. It doesn't pressure you, but it continues to return again and again until you acknowledge it. And that's why it's powerful. So learning to listen to guidance instead of fear is one of the most powerful skills a person can develop when they have their awakening. Because guidance leads towards growth, and growth leads towards freedom. Awakening also teaches you something very important about energy. Everything in life carries energy. Thoughts carry energy. Words carry energy. Environments carry energy. Everything you own has energy in it. Energy is everything, and everything is energy. As your awareness grows, you may become more sensitive to the energy around you. Places that once felt neutral, they may now feel very heavy. People who once felt comfortable may now feel draining. That happens a lot. The sensitivity is not weakness, though. It is awareness. And the awareness allows you to make healthier choices about where you place your time and your attention to, and your emotional energy, which is very important for your well-being. One of the most important lessons during awakening is learning the power of boundaries. Boundaries are so important in life. Boundaries are not walls built to keep people out, by the way. I know a lot of people use that word, like, I have boundaries in place. You need to adhere to them. Boundaries are structures that protect your peace. They allow you to stay connected to others without losing connection to yourself. Without boundaries, people often sacrifice their well-being in order to maintain harmony with others. And with boundaries, harmony becomes something that includes your well-being as well. So another key aspect of awakening is self-trust. A tickle in my throat, pardon me. For many people, self-trust has been weakened over time. They were taught to rely more on outside opinions than they're using their inner voice. An awakening invites you to rebuild that trust, to listen to your intuition, to honor your feelings, to respect the quiet wisdom that's within you. This does not mean ignoring logic or abandoning responsibility, by the way. It means allowing your inner guidance to become part of your decision-making process. And when you begin to trust yourself again, something remarkable happens. Your life begins to feel more authentic. You begin making choices that reflect your true values rather than simply following any other expectations placed on you by others. This authenticity, by the way, creates a sense of alignment that many people spend years searching for. Awakening is not a destination, by the way, my friend. It is a journey. And it's a wonderful one, I feel. I mean, it shakes things up. But it gets you out of that rut that you've been living in. You know, it's a destination for sure at times. But it's a journey. So there will be moments of clarity and moments of uncertainty, periods of growth and periods of rest. But every step along the path is meaningful. Every insight deepens your understanding of yourself. Every challenge strengthens your awareness. And slowly over time, you begin to build a life that reflects the truth of who you are. A guided life, not only by circumstance, but with intention. If you're experiencing this kind of awakening right now, I want you to know something important. You are not alone. Not at all. Many people around the world are asking deeper questions about life purpose and meaning. And while the path of awakening can sometimes feel isolating, it is also incredibly empowering because it leads you back to yourself always. And who is that, right? Finding out who yourself is, it's powerful. And when you are connected to your true self, you move through life with greater clarity, compassion, and strength, with purpose. So if there is a quiet voice inside of you saying that something needs to change, listen to it. That voice is not trying to disrupt your life. It is trying to guide you toward a life that truly belongs to you. And sometimes the most powerful moment in a person's journey is the moment their soul finally says, enough. Enough living asleep. It's time to wake up, my friend. It's gentle. If you want, I can help you create that space for yourself. Just contact me. I'm here for that service. I'm here for that awakening. I teach people light body activation and how to channel this energy so that it comes in gently with clarity, strength, and abundance. Thank you for joining me this evening. Please be gentle with yourself. Walk softly into every day and every experience, and know that you are a blessing through the universe, and that whoever you believe in, whether it be God, Source, Allah, whatever it is that your faith brings to you, know that you are meant to be here, that you have great purpose, and allow yourself to experience this awakening. I support you on this journey. Blessings, and have an abundant evening. Thank you for joining me.